Good. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
It's really exciting. I'm really nervous because big fan.
Oh, don't be nervous.
We were
I don't bite.
No, that's good. All right.
Actually, I do bite, but not you.
But not the nice radio hosts. Okay. Well, listen, you're at the new arena tonight, right?
Yeah, I
In
think
Oakland?
Johnny, yeah, that's right.
New arena in Oakland tonight, and it's the Plugged Tour. And I have tons of questions for you from fans and listeners and people that they emailed and they faxed and all kinds of stuff like that. So most of my questions are going to be not my questions, but listener questions and Tori file questions. Is that okay?
Okey-doke.
Sound pretty good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, I guess there's like a whole lot of questions right here about the tour itself because you're doing something new for the first time. You're doing the full band. So tell us all about that, how you like it.
Well, the guys have become really like brothers. They're, first of all, wonderful musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And always when you're learning to play with people at first, it's a bit tricky because, you can't read everybody. You don't know people's moods and stuff when you just first get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know if somebody's had a bad night or had a bad phone call with a girlfriend, or all that really changes the show, actually. So usually one of us is more in control than the others every night. There's always one of us that's doing pretty good.
One's the mom?
Yeah, one is usually holding ground for everybody. And that's our benchmark of where we have to rise to as players.
Do you like that? Is that a lot different for you?
Well, before I was always having to be everything, even though I couldn't do everything very well. I mean, I did a very mediocre Bootsy Collins, but I was trying to channel him in my left hand when it was just me and the piano. So now, it's just pretty neat having guys that do what they do really, really well, and you work as a unit.
So for the most part, you enjoy it, I guess.
Love, yeah,
right?
I love it.
That's what one of these questions here that went on to say, 3 other beings are on the stage with you now, Tori. Do you miss the freedom to improvise that you had when you were solo? Do you think that's changed your freedom to improvise?
I'm starting to improvise. Just the other night, last show, I don't know what happened, Johnny. Did you hear that Oh Susanna? I don't know what happened. But all of a sudden, I started doing this rendition of Oh Susanna. It was all that weed in Eugene. I wasn't smoking, but it was something was wafting up to the stage. You know, that northern stuff, they say it's quite strong. But somehow I started going back to those southern ballads. I don't know what got into me.
Oh Susanna.
So, yeah, we're starting to improvise. There it is.
Okay. So it hasn't really, gone away for good.
No, not for good. Always when you're doing something different, there are going to be shifts and changes. But as you get to know people, you're going to do what you love doing. I mean, you can't get away from the thing that you love doing, and I love to improvise, so that's going to come into play.
So you think for the most part, it's really been a positive experience to have a full band?
Yeah, it's very challenging because, first of all, I consider myself a player more than, say, a singer. And it took me a long time to have the confidence to play with other players in this league. And that was just, I wasn't ready till I was ready. But I'm happiest when I'm playing with people that are pushing me, and hopefully I'm pushing them. And that's when everybody kind of improves,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, as far as the larger audiences and the larger arena type, venues, how do you like that?
Every night's different.
Mm-hmm.
When we're outside, that's completely different. If it's a small outside place to a large outside place, I don't do the set until 20 minutes before I walk on. So there's a beginning and an end to the show that's consistent no matter where I'm playing. But what happens in the middle is very dependent on what I'm feeling from the audience. And usually in the arenas, they want a very primal, Dionysian, they want stuff to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about hold hands, have Oreo cookies, and sing Kumbaya. You know what I mean?
So do you prefer
it's
that?
It's a whole different thing. I like the arenas. it's where I think you really. You don't know if you can play them until you play them. I didn't know if I could do it till I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because your container has to get bigger. I mean, your internal container, the power of your voice, the power as a player. The sound system doesn't carry you. The force that I put in is twice as much as when I'm doing a theater, because it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that it would be that until I had to do it.
So you're still kind of learning the ropes.
Kind of.
In a way.
But I think you immediately know that you have to have 2 plugs instead of 1. You have to plug in.
Right. Twice as much.
Yeah.
Okay, this person wanted to know if from now on, are you going to be touring only with a band, or will you still perform some shows just you and the piano?
Well, this tour is definitely the plug tour, and I think we go until mid-December. Well, Johnny, what would that have been? Like 150 shows by the time we will have finished, or more, since mid-April. And then after that, I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about putting out a live album of this tour, because there's so many terrible bootlegs.
It's the next question.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. What are your plans for after the tour? And this person heard that you'll put out a live CD, and they want to know if they will have to wait another 2 years to see you.
Probably, because I have to go to a geriatric center and heal.
Take a little time off. Okay. Well, are we ready to?
Yeah.
Maybe hear something?
I usually don't play a lot of B-sides on radio, but I've just gotten into it lately. These songs don't get heard much, and it's not that I don't like them. I usually like them better than any of my albums, but it's that weird thing about your favorite things you don't put on your albums.
Right.
It's a strange thing. So this is a B-side that came out a few months ago, and the song's called Cooling.
So then I thought I'd make some plans, but Fire thought she'd really rather be water instead. And Peggy got a message for me from Jesus, and I've heard every word that you have said, and I know I have been driven like the snow, but this is cooling faster than I can. This is cooling faster than I. So then love walked up to light and said, I know that you don't like me much. Let's go for a ride. There's ocean is wrapped around that pineapple tree, and is your place in heaven worth giving up? These kisses, these years, these kisses. And Peggy got a message for me from Jesus, and I've heard every word that you have cooling faster than I. This is cooling. You see, this is cooling.
Very nice. Very nice. I think I cut off the first couple notes, though. I had something that wasn't in exactly, but that was very nice. And that's a B-side? It's something that...
That's a B-side. It came out in the UK. I forget. I think on the Spark B-side in the UK.
I think I heard you perform that on the Boys for Pele tour.
I did that one time, only one time, in Miami when I passed out.
When you passed out?
Mm-hmm. It might have gotten on a boot.
I know I've heard it before, and it was a live thing.
Yeah, it could have been on a boot.
Not sure.
They're always around. Those guys with the little things that make sound.
What do you think of some of your fan websites that are out there? Do you check them?
Well, I don't have a computer, which I think is kind of wise on my part.
It probably is.
It's not really my business when they go, oh, yeah, she's put on a little bit of a pudge, you know. You know, I don't want to really know that, see. Because they know if your tummy's hanging out or if your toenails are painted or... I mean, they know everything. I don't really want to know about that stuff.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. That would be a little...
You just get intimidated, and I think...
They notice way too much.
Yeah, to try things or just to... Especially when you're live performing, people say, what do you think about? And the biggest thing I think about when I'm performing is, how am I going to get this spit out of my mouth? Because when you're playing, right, and you're pounding on keys, and you're trying to hit the notes, and I have a keyboard on my left and a keyboard on my right, and the Busendorfer's 9 feet, so you have to pound pretty hard to get sound out of her. And so sometimes you're just trying to make sure you hit the right notes, and you don't, like, trip over your chords and everything that's around you, and then you're hitting these notes. Well, what are you going to do with that stuff in your mouth? So these things, I mean, I know it's not very glamorous, but that's what I'm telling you. It's not very glamorous. And so sometimes, you know, you have to heave-ho a little bit on the diaphragm to get that sound out, and people think you're like 5 months pregnant, and it's like, no, I just ate at Post-Trio last night. That's what happened. That's all.
I'm just trying to get rid of the spit in my mouth. So what do you usually do with it? You just...
Let it run out of the side of my mouth. But I try and do it the left side because the audience is usually the right side. Right. So I always choose the side they're not at. You know, you get good at aiming. You start trying to aim over to where the drummer is.
Oh, my. All right. Well, that's some of the people that, you know, some of the Tori files they call themselves. Do you find that amusing? Is it annoying? Tori file?
No, it's not annoying. They're really interesting people usually. They know more about my work than I do. I mean, they know every release.
They know everything about you.
Oh, yeah, they know everything.
Yeah. So, well, anyways, they wanted to know, like, if you ever read the things that they post on the internet, or if you ever look at any of the websites that they have dedicated to you.
Johnny does. Oh, yeah. I mean, there are people that do. I don't have a computer, but we're aware of what's going on. Yeah.
So you have somebody that keeps on top of that stuff for
yeah.
you. I would imagine. Yeah. Okay. In a Rolling Stone interview that you did recently, suggested that Tori prefers the nerdy type of boys like Bill Gates.
Who said Bill Gates? Did I say Bill Gates?
Apparently. I think the question was, what makes Bill Gates so sexy? And you said, I never liked bullies. I used to have a lot of time for the nerds of the world, the ones that don't make the cut. I'd hang out with science kids because they blow things up.
Yeah, but the question is Bill Gates a bully? See?
Exactly.
Probably so. I mean, you can't have that much control and not be one, right?
Right. So you maybe were
I don't know if he's a nerd,
though.
No, I'm into nerds, but I don't know if Bill Gates qualifies as a nerd. I mean, I don't even know much about him. I have no idea what he's like. But I think I've always been into techs. You know, guys that are on the technical side, more than the glam kind of boys. I always like the guys that, you know, turn a bit of knobs. I like that.
Nice way to put it. That's cute. At your meet and greets before a concert, here's a question. Is there a set way to attend to them or expect them to be?
No. It's just people, it's a really relaxed atmosphere. The the band and the crew and us, and we're like a family. So there's no protocol, except if you're an idiot, then you'll probably
Stay
get
away.
spit on. But that's about it.
Okay, here's some like little small personal questions people called in and wanted to know if you still put cayenne pepper on everything that you eat.
No, but I do like cayenne pepper. I was in a phase. It's really good for your voice if you're not well. But right now I just stick to honey and ginger for the voice. I do a lot of ginger these days.
She's dropping a lot of ginger.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Okay.
It's one of the things that keeps us going on the tour. I mean, when you do so many shows, we do 6 shows a week, and it's a lot of wear and tear on your voice.
Yep. Do you eat it raw? Like raw ginger?
Yeah, we just cut it up and put it in boiling water and then some really good honey. No lemon because it dries out the throat.
Really?
And,
so
yeah.
then like lemon and tea is kind of a myth then.
Real drying if
Huh.
you're a singer. But of course, if you need to cut down on your spit intake, it's a very good thing to try
Might
because
wanna-
it's drying. But what we do is there's this place called the Tea Gardens in LA, and we get elixirs, Chinese elixirs from them. Serious stuff.
Like what?
Well, I have a thing called Torch that I take before I go on, and it's like zooming. It's a zooming elixir, and it's all legal, but it all comes from herbs. Lots of ginseng.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what's in it? Deer antler. Yeah, but they say they only use the deer antler when it falls off the deer because that's the kind of.
I didn't know those fell off the deer.
Yeah,
Do
they fall
Oh,
off.
yeah, that's right. They shed them in the
Yeah.
wintertime, don't they?
And the tea garden is there to pick them up.
They follow them around, waiting for them to drop their antlers. What's your favorite color and why? Somebody wanted to know that. Got a favorite?
God, I really don't know. Red, because I love red wine. I'm a red wine drinker, yeah.
Red wine is very good.
Yeah. Colors are a funny thing. It changes all the time.
Mm-hmm. I think that's true. Sometimes, if you have a favorite color and then you make like your bedroom that color. And, like,
Yeah, it
a year
depends.
later you go, oh, yeah,
But it depends what enhances my double chin. I mean, there's some things that are really good as you get older. You'll see, I know a lot of people are like 20 that are listening to this. I just turned 35. And the thing is, no matter how much you keep yourself, if you're not like going to the big face doctors all the time, there are just certain things you have to contend with. So yes, sometimes we choose colors and angles just so that,
that are a little more complimentary.
yeah.
That's all. Okay, let me ask you this because I was wondering about this as somebody else called in with this. I thought it was a cute question. How do you pronounce cut number 6 on the album, on the new album?
What is cut number 6?
I-I-I-E.
IIE.
That's how you say it?
That's
That's the one.
Okay.
Just wondering. And somebody else called in with a question about the new album. Who is Jackie? Jackie's strength. Who's
Well,
that based upon?
Jackie's strength is really, I was asked to get married, right? And I was quite nervous because I'd never thought I'd get married before. It just wasn't something that I was going to do,
Mm-hmm.
even though I believe in monogamy. Just having the church and state condone my union wasn't important to me. And in fact, I really didn't want that. So when he asked me, it brought up obviously a lot of things, and I started going back in my little movie in my head, different moments of my life. And I remember my mother telling me that the day Jack Kennedy died, John F. Kennedy, that she put me down. She had to lay me down because her heart started to slow down and she couldn't breathe. And all she thought of was Jackie and the strength that it would take Jackie to lead the nation, which she did.
Mm-hmm.
And I really knew that I was going to need kind of strength because I'm made up of like 2 personalities. And there's one side of me that could very easily have ended up at the 7-Eleven, sitting outside, drinking a Slurpee in my wedding dress and just missing the whole thing. And then there's the other one that did make it to the church. So this song is about the one that...
That made it.
No, this is the one
Oh, the other one?
that drank the Slurpee, yeah.
Okay.
She's still out there somewhere.
She's sitting on the steps with her Slurpee. Are you going to perform Jackie's Strength? Is this the second number that we're going to hear?
No.
Or- no?
No, I think it's
Something a little
really,
different?
I think it's really good with the strings on the record. I really like that.
Okay.
This is another B-side that I just put out, and it's called Purple People. And anyway, I just like this.
Well, who do you do judo when they surround you? A little mental yoga, will they disappear? It's grim but never dubious as motives go. One thing she always promised is a shower. Thunder wishes it could be the snow. Wishes it could be as loved as she can be. These gifts are here for her, for you, for me. Watch me be this other thing and never know if I am marooned or where the purple people go. Then lily white mattress from a vicious words. It doesn't leave a scratch, so therefore no one's hurt. Thunder wishes it could be the snow. Wishes it could be as loved as she can be. These gifts are here for her, for you, for me. And the nurses make it clear, just when you escape, you have yourself to fear. A restaurant that never has to close. Breakfast every hour, it could save the world. So hey, do you do judo in your finery? An angel's face is tricky to wear constantly. Thunder wishes it could be the snow. Wishes it could be as loved as she can be. These gifts are here for her, for you, for me. Yeah, da, da, yeah, for her, for her.
Beautiful, Tori Amos. That was great.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. So, where do you find something like that? It's
Am I over here?
it's a B-side. Oops. Either
Am I
either
over
way. There you go.
I think you find it on
Flip it around.
I can never get them from the right angle. I think it's coming out. It's on import from England, but
Mhm.
on this to be honest with you, I think I'm going to put out a double box set.
The live
so
thing that you
many
were talking
people,
about?
yeah, with the B-sides, because so many people have asked me about B-sides they can't get, and they get really kind of upset about it and frustrated, and they have to pay triple the price, and it's a drag. So I just think I'm going to put all the B-sides out.
Sounds
Make
like a
it
great
easy.
idea. Great idea. Okay, so it's tonight at the new arena in Oakland.
Yeah,
Is this the first time you've ever played? Well, obviously, because you always do small clubs.
yeah.
Where
First time I've ever played this thing.
in Oakland.
This thing.
Can we talk into maybe one more song?
Oh boy.
Maybe
Well,
a request.
okay. Is there a request?
How about Cornflake Girl?
No, I can't do that.
Can't do that one. Okay.
Let me do another B-side.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll let you pick the request.
I'm just in a B-side mood.
She's a B-side girl today.
A little dust never stopped me none. He liked my shoes, I kept them on. Sometimes I can hold my tongue, sometimes not. When you just skip to Lou, my darling, and you know what you're doing, so don't even. You're just too used to my heart in here. You're just too used to my heart in here. And I think I could leave your world if she was the better girl. So when we died, I tried to bribe the undertaker, 'cause I'm not sure what you're doing or the reasons. You're just too used to my heart in here. You're just too used to my heart in here. Don't bother coming down. I made a friend of the western sky. Oh, don't bother coming down. You always like your baby's died. Turn back one last time. Love to watch those cowboys ride. But cowboys now, cowgirls ride on the Indian side. And you know what you're doing, so don't even. You're just too used to my heart in here. You're just too used to my heart in here. I said, you're just too used to my heart in here. You're just too used to my heart in here.
That was great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Gretchen.
Yes, thanks a lot. And tonight, the Plug Tour, new arena in Oakland. And have a wonderful show tonight. And thank you so much for stopping by.